Alright guys, so I'm doing a check on the resistor, and I don't think that's the problem. So as you guys can see, I back probed the harness while it's plugged in. We got power there. Now watch this. Now, that's on B, speed 2. 1, 2, and 3 works. I'll turn it on so you can hear it, hopefully. Hear it? You hit 4, doesn't know what to do. So watch this. What happens is, if I can get it out. Now, pin D is our number 4 setting. Now, I don't think it's a resistor. I think it actually might be control module or the wire coming from the control module, because watch this. Nothing. Now, if we go back and we go to, I want to say A. I want to say it was A. Now watch this. See? That's number 1. So, we got power on that one. Hold on. And it's a pretty simple system to understand. We got B over here, which I'll show you guys now. That's 2. Oh, you gotta plug it in, jackass. No? Oh, maybe it didn't get a good connection. What did I do? Okay, still works, so that's legit. I think I just put it in the wrong one. I can't look at the diagram and live stream, so it's a little tricky. It's good to always have that diagram to reference, but maybe we didn't put it into that time. So, C is open, D is that one. I should be able to put it in E though. Alright. Now, let's see if I'm not mistaken here. See? Okay. So you guys can see, we can put it in E. And I think I just didn't seat it in B correctly, so I'm gonna try that one more time while I'm on live, but I think I figured out what's going on. We're not getting any power to D, and that's our problem. We don't need a resistor, I don't think. I think we need a new wire. We either need a new wire, we gotta pull the control module, test the wire behind that, or we need a new module, like the dials. Something in there is messed up. So let's try 2 again. Which, I think this one's 2, if I'm not mistaken. And look, see? Oh no. Oh no, boys, the math is mathing. That's not what we wanted. We wanted to see that harness be good, but unfortunately it's not going to. And C won't do nothing. I'm gonna show you guys one more time D, which is 4. And watch this. Watch, look, it's all the way in. It's plugged in. Watch, I want you guys to see this. 1. Can you hear it? 2. 3. 4. Dies out, right? And test will work. I had it off while doing the test. Now watch this. Nothing. No power at all. And if you guys look at the wiring diagram for that, it should have power. Not looking good. So, only thing we could do at this point, I'm going to talk to him and see what he wants to do, if he wants me to further chase this electrical problem, but it's not a resistor. It's not. Maybe the resistor's messed up too, but I don't think it's a resistor issue. Alright guys, I didn't talk to him yet. I'm just going to go for it because I'm curious to know. It's really on my time right now, but I'm just curious to know, did the wire short out? We're gonna have to check resistance. You know, we can just go ahead and unplug that at this point, because it ain't gonna make a difference for the resistance check. There we go. Alright. Man, that sucks. Man, that sucks, but I'm just not seeing that being what I thought it was, or was hoping, really. Let's get a I got the ATDs out. We're gonna find a plastic pry tool that's not gonna be invasive and break nothing. Let's see if we can get up under it. Come on. Wow, that thing does not want to come up. Wow, they don't make it easy to get that out. I have to do it workaround style. Let's go ahead and throw these up here. Oh man, that's not fun. Not fun. Alright, we gotta pop a pin there and a there. Let's grab a punch tool, plastic punch tool right here. Let's see if we can push this up. Oh, we still got some kind of pressure on it. And hopefully we can just, get it up then. But that's a real bear. You don't just come up. I know you're supposed to pop up, but you are just not popping up. Oh, maybe you did. All right, now we gotta try from the side. And it's supposed to just pop right out from what I've seen. But they say you gotta go from the bottom first on the diagram. Don't wanna break any plastic here though, or else I'll be going to the yard and getting a new one for them. Wow, come on. Really? Oh, that's a nightmare. What the heck? You're supposed to just be able to go up. Okay. I feel that coming out. There we go. There we go. I need a thinner blade. Let's see if we got a thinner one. I'm not sure how the heck that is even holding in. What? Come on. There we go. God, those clips are good. Some good clips. They weren't kidding when they said you gotta pull hard. That's why you gotta do it. And dang, got a clip line there. There we go. Now, I should be able to just walk it off. Wow, that's a bear. There's another one right there. There it is. Oh, man. I really need you to come out, baby. There it is. All right. Got the faceplate off. Is there any bolts holding it in? Or, yep, there is. Looks like 7mm. Let's get in there and get invasive. Oh boy. Oh boy. This looks like a doozy. It in fact is a 7mm, guys, so anyone watching who's questioning what size it is, it's 7mm. Ooh. No power. That's no good. I don't see any more things holding it in. So I would imagine, oh, there it is. Okay, there is more. Yeah, man. Wait, there's more. All right. Get that out the way for now. All right. Looks like we got 2 more 7mm hiding in here. So we'll have to rip those out. Oh, man, I don't have to pull that out just to get that. Really? I think we're gonna have to pull this plastic trim piece just to get access to that stupid thing. Okay. Can we just use the pick? Who knows? Oh God, it's another hard clip. Jesus. Why do they do this? Ah. There we go. Alright. Already here. Let's see. We can get enough access like that. I'm not gonna sit there and break my head on that part. I don't think it's gonna be necessary. We can just kind of kick it out the way. Yeah, I think you're gonna be good once we get that out. Curious to know why we're not getting any power there. Hopefully it's not a shorted wire. Could be. Really don't know. But all we can do is keep going. We're gonna put these bolts in the first cup holder and keep on going from here, I guess. Ain't got much of a choice. Let's see if we can get you guys a better angle here. A little better than that, at least. Alright. And we got another one here. We need the pry tool again. Alright, we got the other pry tool down there. I just don't want to lose them. There we go. Alright. We got that one up. Should be able to get in there. Oh boy, this is a fun one. Alright, let's see if we can grab that bolt out so I don't go flying down somewhere stupid. Alright. Okay. Hopefully it'll just come right out. We're going to have to remove this piece of trim. Dang it. I was hoping we wouldn't, but it looks like we're gonna. Or can we just kick it out the way, maybe? It's not looking like it. Dang, dude, this is not easy to get out of here. Oh, it's just gonna get hung up there every time, huh? Alright, guess this has to come out too. There we go. There we go. Alright. Now we'll do it the same thing we did there. We'll do on this side now. So pull back really lightly up top, but primarily push with the pry rod at the bottom. Alright, now I might be able to, yep. It's coming out now. Well, let's grab that bolt and put it with the others. Good try. You're going with the other ones. Might as well grab this one too, if I'm already in here, you know what I mean? Oh! Well, at least it'll be easier to put back, hopefully. Of course, keep dropping them in this front compartment, but... We can just get our hand in there. There we go. Alrighty, look at that. Alright, and so that's how... You got a cable in there that runs through here. It tells it what to do, you know, blender and all that fun stuff wise. And if you look at the bottom, That's the harness for the switches. So we're gonna have to unplug that, and we're gonna have to find the same color, because of course it's not that color coded on this one. It's the opposite. It's not the opposite. It's different colors on this exact vehicle. I don't know if they've replaced the harness, like not the people that own it. I think they bought it secondhand from a shop. I think a shop just replaced it with the same amperage or the same gauge, but different colors, because it just the math ain't mathing on that part, you know? It really just don't make any sense, but it is what it is. I don't know if we can even get that out that easy. Really? Come on. Let's see if we can push on it with the pry tool. Maybe then we can get her to come out. We just gotta take our time. We don't want to mess nothing up here, you know? So, God, that's such a bear, dude. Come on. I really just want you to come out of there. You don't want to do anything I want you to do, huh? Yeah, there's no tab on the other side either, so it really feels like it's this side. I guess we could back probe it and do it that way, but I really don't want to back probe it. I'd rather take it out and do it the right way the first time. There's just so much going on in here. Jesus. All right, let's move this one out the way, okay? Start with that, I guess. All right, so... Oh my God, that's a bear. All right, I guess we can try to push this pin out. Push this in. Maybe we can pull the harness up then. You just don't want to come out, huh? And can't take those off. You know what? We can do this, though. We can push these in. Maybe get them to come all the way out. No, I'm not doing that, because those are actual cables. Really? Come on. Well, if you guys want to come do some electrical, have some fun with me then, boys. There we go. All right. I want to say it should just pop right up now, but there it is. Okay, we got one of them. We got the top one. That was a bear. Oh, boy. It's a doozy. It's a doozy. All right. You guys gotta love fighting electrical, huh? All right, we at least got that out the way. Let's see if we can just pull this out now. Or if it's going to fight us tooth and nail. It might just keep fighting us, honestly. Usually you can just push on the pins and then, you know, wiggle them out, but there it is. There it is. We got just enough room now. There we go. Okay, so let me show you. Does it at least color code it on this one? Oh, wow. What the hell? There's like some kind of moisture on it, I'm not sure why, but if you look on the actual plug, it's moist. Now, I don't see anything crazy on the pins, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna find pin D on there, which I think is pink and black for some reason. Then we're gonna go back to this plug and we're gonna get a resistance check and see if it is the plug or the wiring. So let's do that. We're gonna do that on live. So you guys don't think I'm doing anything crazy, stupid, or whatever. This is not my car. This is one of my client's cars. So, like, you guys are watching me literally figure out this electrical issue we're having right now live. Or anyone's like, oh, probably rigged. All right, pink and black. Okay. So we got pink and black over here. We're just going to go ahead and back probe that. And I'm back probing it because it's going to be a real bear to do it any other way. Now, I should be able to do this. So we're going to take the voltmeter. Now that we back probed it, you see we back probed it. So now we should be able to take the multimeter, switch it to ohms, and we'll get crazy. We'll go to like 200K. That's how I figured out my resistors were shot, but I don't think the resistor on this one's actually shot. I think it's actually the wiring or something in between. So we got to figure that out, but we'll be there in a minute. I promise you that one. So let's go ahead and get out another set of back probes. And I guess we'll get one with a 90 on it. It really don't matter, but get another one with a 90 on it. Yeah, I'm not using that crazy thick one. We're just doing a resistance check. I don't think it's going to be that serious to where I need to do all that. But we can probably use this to extend our leads, which would be nice. So get another foot out of them. So, come on, get in there, baby. There we go. All right. And then we'll go ahead and extend this lead. Now, we should have zero resistance when I touch these two together. I just added some extensions. But I'm going to check that once I plug it in, so. Oh, I see what's going on there. Well, that's kind of dumb. Why would I need... They look like extensions. They're not extensions. Apparently, it's so you can plug it straight in and back probe it that way. That's kind of backwards, but... It's just so you can hook the back probes up to it directly, but I'm going to be honest, I'm not doing that, because these have alligator clips, and that's just not what I need right now. It's just not what I need. I was hoping there's extensions. Alright, now, as you guys can see, it says low. It should say like 0 if the machine's running properly, so let's just double check it one more time. 0. I don't know if you guys can see that. It says low, 0. Alright, so we got a good machine, which I already kind of knew that, but you always double, triple check, and we'll just pull out a fancy green back probe. Doesn't really matter on the color, so don't freak out. It's so you can back probe multiple things and then do it on the fly. So we'll go ahead and put our 90-degree on there. And then we'll alligator clip to this. Now we should be able to just back probe that, but let's double check. Alright. We'll mess with that side if we have to, but... Oh, wow. Alright, guys, so we back... Here, I'll show you guys real quick. So as you guys can see, we've back probed the plug right at the pink and black, which is pin 4. Then we come over here and we back probe the other end of that harness. That's the same end of that harness. And then watch this. I want you guys to try to see this live. So as you guys can see, alligator clips. And we should get 0. And we got 0 resistance. So that means that the wiring harness to it is good. But what this also means is that the control module itself is bad. So, at least that's what all the testing's telling me. I don't think it's a bad resistor based on the diagram. It just doesn't come off as bad resistor. I've checked now from there to the back of the harness that goes in. We'll double check and make sure, you know, see how it says low. Okay, now I gotta touch the up top one. When I touch this end of the plug, it comes back to 0. So, let's see, it comes out to 0. So that tells us that we don't have a wiring harness issue. We don't have a we don't have an issue regarding the harness itself, which is great. That means less electrical, but that means bad control module. So that's meaning that this thing's just not able to complete it. It doesn't know what to do. Now, maybe I'm wrong somehow about the resistor. I really can't see how, because the resistor, when you look on the diagram, it goes A, B, C, D, E. C is, on the other diagram I have, C is the open circuit. It's what completes the signal to the blower motor. Blower motor's obviously working, so C's good. We got power to B, we got power to A, we got power to E. The only one we're not getting power to is D. And D, wiring harness that we just fact checked, as you guys can see, back probed, and we back probed that. That's all checking out. That tells me, if I'm not mistaken at this point, that we are in a situation where the actual switches are bad. So we got 0 works, 1 works, 2 works, 3 works, but it's actually number 4 that's not working. So the computer is just not computing that information. Based on my testing, that's what I would assume. So I got to let my buddy know now. That's what I believe is the problem. I wouldn't get a new resistor. I think we'd just be throwing parts at it. Now, if anyone's got a better way to diagnose that stuff, or a faster way, I'd appreciate it. But based on the testing I just got and everything I just did, I think we came to our conclusion. Control module, not resistor. And that's not what I wanted. Not at all what I wanted. Those cost more. It's about as easy to put in, so it's not like I'm really going to make more money. I don't want no one to think that, but unfortunately, that's what we've gotten to at this point, and now it's time to really just put it all back together. But we know there's no resistance in the wires. We're not getting any power over to the resistor, and we're back probing the back of the wires. So that tells us control module right here in the dash is actually bad. But that's just how it is sometimes. I'm going to go ahead and start clipping it all back together, and hopefully get out of here in a minute or two. But that's where we're at. Unfortunately, that's just how the cards rolled today. All right, we got all those wires back in appropriately. And then I guess it's just time to fight it back in now, which was kind of a bear anyway to get it out. So I can imagine getting it in is going to be a bear too. All right, we got that side in, and I just pushed in that trim panel. Really? Get in there. Get in there. All right, so that was a heck of a find. Definitely not what we thought. We'll turn our hazards off. Let's go ahead and bolt her up, because we got news, and it's not the best news, but I guess it could be worse. We could have thrown a resistor at it, and if we would have thrown that resistor at it, I don't think it would have done anything, to be honest. Not with what I'm seeing here, unfortunately. Let's make sure we line all that up. It should be right there. Okay. So let's just go ahead and bolt her back in, and we'll call it a day. Thanks for watching.